Welcome back to the Odyssey video number 2 of the day regarding this clock that Nintendo just announced. And I'm going to tell you how this is related to Nintendo Switch 2. Remember, I discovered this patent here about a year or two ago related to the clock that was announced today when people said, hey, that's fake. It's not coming out. It will never come out. That was scrapped by Nintendo. And well, I guess today proved a lot of people foolish. Let's go ahead and get into this, and I'm going to tell you how this is connected to Nintendo Switch 2. Now, first of all, we have here the clock, right? This is what Nintendo announced it is $99.99. It is, I would say, an accessory, right? An accessory on the side. Related to Nintendo, it's a clock, tells you the date and everything. We go down here. You can see you can add different screens and different themes to it with different alarm sounds related to the game of your choice. So far, I think it has about 5 games with more coming soon. And so it also tracks your sleep pattern. Okay, I'm showing you what Nintendo has announced first, and then we're going to go back to the patent and discover just a little more. Okay, so it tracks your sleep pattern hands-free. Basically has like a sensor here, or that kind of maps out the bed and where you are, so it literally knows when you're moving around and when you're sleeping, right? So that's how it tracks your sleep pattern. And as you can see here, there was a leak a while ago about a potential new device coming from Nintendo, a first-time device. We knew it was not a dock or a switch because it was a 001 Q code that tells you it's the first of its kind. And so with that, you can see here the front and the back. Okay, now let's go ahead and go over to the patent, and I'm going to show you how this is related to Nintendo Switch 2. All right, so here we have the patent for the said product, right? This is an update to the patent. This one this update was released in August 1st, 2024, but this is not the first of its kind. I can tell you it goes back a while. I think the first patent I discovered with this same exact specification and all these images, I think it was back in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so this is their latest one, but it goes back even further for them having to do a clock. If you can see here, results, Mario 3, good morning, 80, whatever. Like, it actually tracks your coins. It gives you points, right? Advice, you slept well last night, have sufficient sleep. How does it know that? Well, sleep tracking, right? And the device has sleep tracking. Now, here is another thing that it connects to the server, health information, sleep and fatigue, and game results. So it's like a game that tracks your sleep, gives you coins and everything like that. Accumulation and device evaluation of information, right? And so here is what we see. Now we see the base terminal. Okay, we see the base terminal here. This is what we got today. The base terminal. Do you see something else here? Handheld terminal. What do you think this is? Right? What do you think is that you can maybe take with you on the way there, and it'll maybe give you information? We have the base terminal here, and we have the handheld terminal. Now this patent also shows an image of a base and a handheld, but this is not the way Nintendo is doing it. Like I told you, every patent tells part of the story. What you might see in the patent might not be the final product, but it might be just a glimpse of what they're working on to get there. Okay, so maybe not everything within the patent comes out exactly how it is, but it's a sign in the right direction. It's like, okay, so we know Nintendo's coming up with something that has to do with sleep, right? That has to do with the clock. Okay, and how are they going to do it? Maybe not the way exactly they show here, but we do know there's 2 devices. There's a handheld device and there's a base device. Okay, and so if we look at the one here, handheld device, communication display, speaker, processing section, connector, camera, microphone, environment sensor, location sensing, operation input, right? And then this goes connected to the base device. Has the connection, a projector apparently, a speaker, controller, camera. You see, basically not everything makes it. We see here that the original was supposed to have a projector. This one does not. And then if you want to look at the prototype and what this was supposed to look like, here we have an image of it. This is an image of what it was supposed to look like. The back when this was first created in 2021, I think it was, or 2020, if I'm not mistaken. And so what Nintendo did is got rid of all of this here and just created a small little device and added a screen. It still has the front-facing camera because it has to look at where you are sleeping and monitor you, right? It does have the device here. It does have the speakers. It has the buttons on here, the same buttons that you have on top of the actual camera, like that you see here, right? But it is different. Now, it's not exactly what we got when it comes to the visual part of it, right? So not necessarily, this patent tells us that we're going to get this, but we're going to get something like it, right? And so, but one thing I wanted to kind of point out is that there is another device that needs to be working with this, because if we take some of the features here, and we pair them with something else, then we can actually say, okay, then maybe Nintendo will use the Switch 2 to communicate and to do this type of this type of communication. Right here, sleep well. You saw the trailer. You saw how the people were waking up, doing the same exact movements. Good morning, you slept well, whatever, right? And then we will go here. You slept 7 hours, sleep tracking, all that stuff. Very good. Then we go here, details, wake up game, or the wake up game is like the little music, right? The music that comes up if you are not. The wake up game is where you move around, and when you move around, it gives you points, or Splatoon does a little shooting thing, or something along that side. And then when you wake up, it rewards you with something else, right? So that is the wake up game. Now, here again, it's the sleep death. See how awake you are. But let's move forward here. Again, this is all sleep tracking. There's one more thing here. Take a look at this. Go off to an adventure. 85 points. Now, there has to be something that tells you, or it lets it know that you're going off on an adventure. Okay? And then back from an adventure. Okay? So there's something here that tells it that you are back from an adventure. Okay? So I'm guessing, this is my guess, okay, that you have the Switch 2 in your hands and it'll communicate directly with that device. It'll communicate directly with that device and offer it more input on your metrics, where you went, how far you went, and on your way back, to create that full illusion of an adventure, right? Today, you gave 80 points damage. You gained 10 coins. And continuing here, the startup process, obtain sensing results, calculating sleep information, awaken, calculating health information, and all of that stuff. So, my theory is that this device is just the beginning of Nintendo's next generation when it comes to kind of being around you, right? They have you with Pokemon Sleep. Now we have Nintendo's Mario and other franchises on your clock, and so each game has I think each team has its own game for you to sleep with, track your sleep. But not only that, it also tracks where you are, because you need a device to carry with you in order for it to send information and tell the system that you are back or you are off on an adventure, right? So let me know what you guys think here. Already you saw this is patents. You can't ignore them. I'm telling you, you cannot ignore patents because they do tell a story. And we have one already completed. You guys can see it there. This is the the Nintendo clock center monitor, all that stuff. Let's see here. Wake your way, all day experience. Add Nintendo ambience to your living space with an hourly chime, simply sleepy sounds themed to your chosen scene, which is pretty cool. And track your sleep patterns. Hands-free. Let me know what you guys think, guys.
All right,
again, never give up. I don't want to. I don't want to.